Beast World, Race World, track to crate, starts to take.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men who act like children of all ages, the greatest podcast that you did not want or ask for presents to you the Day 2 Rookie Mock Draft. What's up, Raymond?
Not much. I'm tired, but we're ready to do this. Let's
go. I am exhausted. Every part of me from my hips down hurts so bad.
Yeah, we've been walking around for probably close to 12 hours today, so nonstop. So it's we're ready for bed.
Yeah. All right. We might wait a few seconds for a couple more viewers to get in here. We are at 0 at the moment, so hopefully they'll start trickling in any second now. Just kidding. Getting straight into it, I'm going to catch you guys up and kind of read off the players that were picked on day 2 of the NFL draft, the players that we care about. I'm not going to read all freaking 60, 70 players. All right. With the first pick of the second round, Keon Coleman goes to the Bills. Wide receiver Ladd McConkey goes to the Chargers. Jalen Polk goes to the Patriots with the 37th overall pick. At 46, Jonathan Brooks goes to the Panthers. Then Adonai Mitchell goes to the Colts. Excuse me. Ooh. Tight end Ben Sinnott goes to the Commanders. Wide receiver Malachi Corley goes to the Jets at 65 overall. At 66 overall, Trey Benson goes to the Cardinals. Nice running back pickup for them. We got a lot of Cardinal fans in our league too. So I wonder if we might be able to get someone to reach on Trey Benson because they want that Cardinal player.
I can also trade them James Conner if they want him.
Yeah, you've been trying to get rid of him for a long time. 80th overall, wide receiver Jermaine Burton goes to the Bengals. I think people are going to talk themselves into that because they're going to be like, T. Higgins is going to leave.
I would say if T. Higgins gets traded, a lot of people are going to talk themselves into that.
Yeah. Tight end, just the tip Riemann goes to the Cardinals. Surprising. 83 overall, Blake Corn goes to the Rams. 84 overall, Roman Wilson goes to the Steelers. 88, Marshawn Lloyd, running back, goes to Green Bay. 92, wide receiver Jalen McMillan goes to Tampa Bay. 100, the last pick of day 2, the brother of future Hall of Famer Christian McCaffrey, Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver, goes to the Washington Mandas. So that's all the picks that were made today. What we're going to do is we're going to take the mock draft that we had yesterday. We're going to take a couple picks, remove a couple picks, basically going back to the 201, and we're going to kind of fill out how we see this could play out in our league. Now, some notable absences that have yet to be picked. Troy Franklin, wide receiver. Jalen Wright, running back. Devontae Walker, wide receiver. Braylon Allen, running back. Bucky Irving, running back. Will Shipley, running back. Brendan Rice, wide receiver. Audric Estime, running back. Those are some of like the kind of the next tier pool of players that are in like a tier that may affect some of these draft positions in our rookie draft. But we're going to pretend like they don't exist and plow on forwards.
Yeah. We have 29 players, I think.
Yeah.
So we got quite a few.
Yes. All righty. Let us get to it. So I think we can safely kind of remove these. Well, yes, okay, there it goes. Because I firmly believe that Keon Coleman going 2 picks later than Ricky, whatever his name was, Pearsall. I think Keon Coleman has a better landing spot than both of those receivers, Xavier Legette or Ricky Pearsall. Extremely similar draft capital, and I feel like people liked Keon Coleman more in the pre-draft process. Excuse me. I had some chorizo tacos from my food truck, and they're bubbling. All right, so right here, 202, players on the board, Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman, Bo Nix. I feel like those are the 3 that are in play for me here. Personally, My pre-draft guy was Lad McConkey. I'm going to take Lad McConkey. I don't need more quarterbacks, so Lad's my boy. That leaves Peter on the clock at the 203, and I think Peter's going to be torn here. I think he's really going to want my 204 because I know he's going to want both Keon Coleman and Bo Nix. I think he wants Bo Nix because he needs quarterback, and I think that a quarterback picked in the top 12 is probably the right choice over a round 2 wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
But Keon Coleman's a sexy name, and Buffalo is a sexy landing spot. So I don't think Peter can help himself. I've got him going Keon Coleman here at the 203.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, and you have a pretty good stockpile of quarterbacks, so
I'm about to add to it most likely here.
Yeah, he makes you make the hard decision here. Do you take Bo Nix or think otherwise? But
yeah, so the decision for me is essentially Ricky Pearsall, Bo Nix. I've had a moment to cool on Ricky Pearsall. At this very moment today, with Debo and Ayuk still there, Pearsall being our wide receiver 3 for that team, and realistically, there's George Kittle, there's Christian McCaffrey, there's a lot of mouths to feed in the passing attack. I don't think Pearsall is today a great choice. So it's coming down to, do I want probably Jonathan Brooks is a guy who's on there for me.
yeah, if he's definitely a guy that I would consider here.
It's basically Jonathan Brooks or Bo Nix. And for me, honestly, that's a no-brainer. I'm going Bo Nix. I'm not taking a running back coming off an ACL. That's a middle of the second round running back going to what appears to be an ascending offense, but it's still going to be a relatively bad offense, most likely. I'm taking Bo Nix. I don't care that his landing spot's garbage. Ray, you're up.
Yeah, that's I don't really need a lot of running backs, but again, Jonathan Brooks kind of feels like a good pick here, but I think it's kind of down to
RB1 at 206 is bananas.
Yeah,
let's acknowledge that.
But I will say, I still like Pearsall a little bit, and Legette's interesting. Maybe not RB1 versus Legette's probably not where I want. Probably have to go Jonathan Brooks here. I have some depth there, so I don't need him to perform right now.
It feels like the much more assured pick.
For sure.
Next year, Xavier Legette could be nothing.
Yeah, and Jonathan Brooks,
the
right now
odds of him being nothing are.
Yeah, a lot of people like him. The only reason he didn't play much more was he was sitting behind Bijan for a little bit. So I think he's my guy.
Lock it in, buddy. All right, that puts, I believe, Juan Solo on the clock. I'm not sure what to do with these picks here for Juan because, realistically, at this point in the draft, there's not a lot of great landing spots for these guys. Yeah. On the board still, Jalen Polk to the Pats. That's a good landing spot because it's vacant.
Yeah.
It's talent vacant. I could see Jalen Polk being the pick here, frankly. Yeah. I think I should lock it in because I think that's the pick that just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
If I can find him.
Yeah, as I say, the rankings are about to reorder hardcore.
Oh yeah. So then Juan back on the clock with the 207. Here, Adonai Mitchell is in play. He got a pretty bad landing spot, stuck behind.
He's only got Pittman. There's not a ton of competition.
That's true. Stuck behind Pittman.
Taylor's not a receiving back.
You're right. But I think people are going to see it as the way people saw Jordan Addison, minus the draft capital, minus the good quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think people are sold on Anthony Richardson as a thrower of the football.
Yeah, that's something that they wanted him to develop last year, and then the injuries did not help that.
Right.
So he's still kind of a question mark, just an uber athlete.
The problem is, after that, what is there? Oh, wait. What am I thinking? We still got two.
There's two first.
There's two first-round picks. Okay. So we're probably going to go. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and go Pearsall here. But most likely he's just going to take one of the two guys that he likes the most. But for me, it's Pearsall. So I'm going to lock Pearsall in here at this pick. I totally forgot about those guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Polk was still good, though, because, again, you're talking to a guy who's not competing for targets right out the gate. Like,
yeah.
I mean, who they have? What's that? Oh, I can't even think of the receiver's name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on.
He's old and hurt.
Kendrick Bourne?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I kept thinking Booty.
They have him too, but he's just young and bad. All right. So then I feel like Rich might be willing to get hurt again here and go Xavier Legette. Jonathan Mingo did not work out for Rich. This is a much more tame draft capital. And for the paying it, the 208 for Xavier Legette is pretty insane. And then on top of that, you are now getting better NFL draft capital in that this is a first-round pick versus early second from last year.
And somebody they believed in enough to trade up. They traded into the first round.
Weirdly, they only moved up one pick.
Yeah, it was weird, but they for
unless I'm mistaken.
No, they did. They moved from 33 to 32, but they clearly saw something that they said, we don't want the Bills to have this guy. So,
yeah.
And the Bills said, sure.
The Bills said, great, we'll take Keon Coleman. We weren't going to go Legette anyways.
Yeah.
That puts Hot Sizzler back on the clock here. Notable players left are Adonai Mitchell. Let's see. All the first rounders are gone. Malachi Corley, Trey Benson, Ben Sinnott. I really thought Jatavian Sanders would go today.
Yeah,
that did not happen. So RIP Jatavian Sanders, I guess. I think Peter probably goes Blake Corum or Trey Benson. He might go Roman Wilson, Jermaine Burton, but Malachi Corley, I don't know. I think Peter probably goes running back here. At some point, he's going to need a running back in order to compete.
Oh, yeah.
And even if he's not going to take that player, maybe he goes A.D. Mitchell. I don't know. He probably goes A.D. Mitchell here. I'm going to lock in A.D. Mitchell.
If he thinks he's competing this year, I think it's running back. If he's –
well, I don't think these running backs are win-now pieces. I think they're plays for next year.
Yeah, but running backs are kind of a short window too. So depending on what he thinks his winning window is, like if it's 3 years out, it's not worth taking a running back.
Correct. So yeah, I happen to agree with you. All right, so Juan Solo back on the clock. I'm going to go ahead and windmill slam a Trey Benson. I do believe Juan Solo is a Cardinal guy. Easy pick. 301. What do you think? Guys in play, Blake Corum.
Who's picking here?
Rich.
Okay, he does have this pick.
Malachi Corley, Ben Sinnott. Ben Sinnott would make sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with Ben's game. I think he's been flying up draft boards, but I don't know if he's like considered a receiving tight end.
He's an athletic guy. From what I've read, he kind of bounces around a lot. I don't.
Did he play basketball in high school?
I don't know. I
all of them did.
I don't know much about. I don't know a ton. I've seen his name in mocks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roman Wilson's a good grab here.
The thing
going to Steelers. I mean, Steelers have they have like a weird talent of drafting wide receivers a little later into making them work.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think the Steelers depth chart is scary by any means, so we're going to keep rolling. It looks like myself is on the clock. I'm probably going to go with Blake Corum if this is my pick here. I didn't really believe in Malachi Corley all that much pre-draft. I like Blake Corum's landing spot because I don't believe in Kyron Williams, and I want to bet against him because I want to be proven right.
After you had to apologize.
After I had to apologize.
You're just hoping it comes back.
That's right. So Peter here at the 303. I'm going to go ahead and lock in Sanat so we can just keep things moving. I think Peter needs a tight end. All he really has is Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the 303 is a perfectly fine and safe investment for mid-second tight end.
Washington doesn't really have – like, he's going to come in and start. So, I don't like – he's going to get some playing time. So, third-round pick, not bad.
Guys on the clock for you, Ray, Malachi Corley, Jermaine Burton, some dude named Tip Riemann.
Yeah, I'll skip on Tip.
Marshawn Lloyd, Jalen McMillan, Luke McCaffrey.
I remember where everybody went.
It's probably Corley.
I'm thinking it probably is Corley. He's probably the guy I'm leaning towards right here.
I think that makes sense.
Especially not knowing many running back spots here. Marshawn Lloyd could be interesting here, but I think it's probably a little early for him. So
yeah, well,
going behind Jacobs. So
right,
he's not.
It's crowded with Jacobs there. Now the way that Jacobs' contract is structured, it's a 1-year guaranteed deal. Year 2, there's no guarantees at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Peter Cheater, Pigu Hutzel O'Donnell. I could see him probably going with maybe a Jermaine Burton, hoping things break right in the Bengals wide receiver room. T. Higgins gets out of there, and now he's wide receiver 2.
And he's a good downfield guy, and
he was trained by T.J. Hushmanzada, apparently.
Yeah, apparently that was.
Where is this dude? Jermaine Burton.
I was like, he's down.
All right, 306. That's Juan again, I believe. Probably going to have Juan lock in Marshawn Lloyd. You know, I don't know. It's Marshawn Lloyd or like a 92 overall wide receiver, Jalen McMillan. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Lloyd.
Yeah, it's probably the better bet. Again, wide receivers outside that top 50 can get questionable.
Yeah. So here, all that's really left are the 2 last wide receivers, McCaffrey and McMillan. I'm going to go ahead and say McCaffrey just because he's got the name recognition. And then we'll lock in McMillan here with Peter. Most likely these guys are not going to get picked here. It's most likely going to be some 4th-round running backs that are kind of interrupting this range of wide receiver.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you get some running backs people like still out there, so.
Yep.
And who knows? Maybe Spencer Rattler to the Raiders or something wild.
Yeah, but round 4, no one cares about that. But yeah, we still got Braylon Allen, Jalen Wright, Bucky Irving, Audric Estime, Will Shipley. Ray Davis is kind of a tier break, I'd say. Troy Franklin, Tez Walker, Brendan Rice, another tier break there. Jatavion Sanders is going to be an interesting one. What?
Did Baker go? Javon Baker? Did we miss him?
He didn't get drafted.
Okay.
Unless I missed him.
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe
Javon Baker, this guy?
Yeah, he's
pretty sure he didn't get picked.
Instead of UCF, I think.
He would have a team color behind him, I believe, if he had gotten picked today. So,
well.
All right, that's that, fellers. That is all we've got for you. Managed to keep it under 20 minutes. Look at us go. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope at least one of you watches. Regardless, I had a fun time doing this.
Yeah, it's always fun.
And
maybe we'll make some more, you know.
Yeah, we still have one more day of drafting to do. I would like to do a final mock draft after tomorrow, if maybe we can hook up online after the kids are asleep. But that's that.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Ray's World, Tragic Rate starts to take.